Well, hello all. It's been a little while. I have to start by saying I have spent the last couple of weeks working on an episode I was going to be super proud of. It was going to be my take on a little self-evaluation, and because as well as a lot of other people right now, I am currently looking for a new role in life, a new career, a new position, and I was looking inside myself to see if I want to start a completely new avenue or if I want to carry on with something that I've already done in my past. But that has changed. The more I reviewed the content of what I was going to do and have a little fun with everybody and almost a little project, I realized that the assessment needed to be led by a leader, and I have to admit I haven't been feeling too much like a leader lately. I've had some personal hits, some financial hits, some relationship hits that I didn't expect over the last couple of weeks, and I have used the phrase "it is what it is" way too many times lately, and it's caused me to have a little bit of overflow. And it wasn't until yesterday that I was sitting thinking just, in my own thoughts and nobody would notice, that it was asked of me, what's going on? There's something coming off of you that's not normal and you're very much off. And I had to admit that I am defeated. I feel like I am not on my plan, and I don't know if my plan is my plan or if I should change my plan. And so I thought it appropriate that the fact that what I had planned for today's episode is not going as planned. I made a major life change 3 years ago, and where I am now is not where I seen myself 3 years ago. Don't get me wrong, there's some fantastic things about my life right now, and I'm not complaining. I just have to realize that I'm not in control of all the things that happen. As many steps as I put in for myself, I'm not the one that ends up deciding. I moved away from the community I'd been in for 22 years and moved to a community I did not know. I had a job when I got there, and after 3 weeks of working there and registering my children in school, I got a call saying that the person I was replacing decided not to retire, and my job was gone, and I was without employment for almost a year, and that has never happened to me. That was not something I planned. I have joys in life that I am missing right now, and people that I'm missing right now, and I'm finding it very difficult with all of the things coming down on me, which it happens to everybody, and this is just, I'm feeling like my pot is almost full, and it's causing me to do those nasty little things like feeling spiteful and resentful and angry with people that wouldn't even know that that's happening. It's just, once those things get in there, the fight is real to get rid of them. And I don't feel like I am very good at letting it out in little bits. I am the fighter, I am the stubborn, I am the controller, and I am also the leader of my pack, and I take it on. And usually 99% of the time I can work through anything. I'm very rational. I work through everything with logic and understanding and break it down, and very little emotional, to the point of I've been referenced as robotic before. And I have to also remember that I do have a cutoff point, and I'm afraid that I've let it get that far. So I did not feel like leading anybody that was willing to listen to me in any sort of self-evaluation when I believe would have made me somewhat of a hypocrite this week. And so instead, I just wanted to relate. I wanted to relate to everybody. I wanted to help people to maybe open up themselves about things that are struggling that you didn't have planned, but there's other plans we can make. That's the beauty of plans. Plans can be changed, plans can be broken, plans can be exceeded, and all kinds of things can change. I started an entirely new job over a year ago, and it was nothing I have ever worked on before. And I ended up being part of a team that we were building up. It was a small team, mind you, but we were building up to the point where we were actually looking forward to, and we had fine-tuned it to the point where we were going to feel successful in the next season of the type of work we were doing. And then this hit, and over and above the layoff, there's a new overview of the organization I worked for, and my position isn't necessarily going to be there. Not what I planned. So I'm just hoping that saying some things out loud and knowing that there's other people out there that are struggling with the plans and having plans changed for you and running on a little bit of empty right now, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. I feel so much better admitting to myself that I couldn't give the episode that I wanted to because I needed to address something within myself before I could open up and help other people address some of the things that were in the episode that I was originally gonna set out. We don't have to. We can make our own changes. I only have to be responsible to me right now, which if for this particular thing, my episode that I had planned, I changed my plans. And now I'm giving this episode, and maybe I will have the courage to film the episode that I had originally chosen, but I wouldn't have had that. I was putting it off. I was making every excuse to not record the episode that I have 3 or 4 pages of notes on. And I had it was great. I had quotes. It was going to be fabulous, let me tell you. It'll be fun. I'll still record it, I promise. But I just needed to figure out for myself why I was avoiding it. Challenges don't bother me. I actually love them. And I was making excuses. And they were bad. Like, I didn't have my roots done. I didn't feel good that day. Like, there was so many excuses that I made. I ran out of time. Well, that's right now, all we have is time. And so none of that was of any value for a good reason. So I had to address it. And the fact of the matter is I couldn't give any sort of leadership without feeling the strength of a leader. And I didn't. And I need to take back control. And even if that's just in my own well-being, it's what I needed to do. And so what I would like everybody to take from that is that even if you're unsure, even if things are chaotic, even if they're not what you had planned, just change the plans. Change the structure of your plan. Take one factor out of the plan. One of the quotes that I was going to use on my episode, it had to do with asking questions. And I think when you're creating a plan, whether it's your life or your goals or your career or your family, when you are structuring a plan, the best thing to do is ask questions. How are these steps of the plan going to help? How are they going to hinder? And when you're stuck and you can't figure out why the part of the plan is not helping with the other part of the plan, or the puzzle pieces aren't fitting, my favorite quote is, if you keep getting the wrong answers, maybe you're asking the wrong question. Ask a different question and you'll probably get different answers. And when it comes to that type of attitude, it lets you open yourself up. If you're stubborn like me, where no, I've set a plan in motion and I'm going to see it through, you're only going to see that plan through, and you may miss other areas, other people. You may miss other people. You may miss other opportunities. So just like everybody, just remember, if you're struggling, maybe find a different plan. Maybe do a different craft. Maybe find out something. Try something new. And if you suck at it, well, that may be not the plan. It helps clarify some of the things within ourselves, that our expectations are also guided by our plan. So you create it, you set forth an expectation of what the outcome of those structures are going to be. And when they don't happen, our expectations change. Going back to my life changes over the past 3 years, I have had numerous relationships and employment opportunities and financial changes, and some of them aren't what I expected them to be, and some of them I was surprised what they ended up being. And so I just needed to have this little opening to explain how the good ones are coming, and I just needed to share that it's not just, I've spoke before about struggle. It's not, acknowledging the struggle is great, and that's what I wanted to talk about the last time, but this time this was what I was actually struggling with, was the fact that I couldn't move forward because I didn't find strength in anything. And acknowledging the things that I was really fighting inside with gave me the strength. So today got this episode, which is not what I planned, but the planned ones are coming and they're going to be great. So cheers, everyone. Take care, and drop me a line. Let me know what your plan is. Don't forget to subscribe. Talk to you soon.